Hi babes, how are you? If you're new, hi, welcome. My name is Michelle and we are moving with the Twinflame and their triggers reading. Okay, this could be considered a new series as well if you want, but you know, this is, as always, this is collective. This is for whoever felt drawn to the video. Again, I'm always going to give some sort of signs for those who may be interested in those. For maybe it could be you, it could be the person you're dealing with. Again, not necessarily, because if you felt drawn to the video, please stay, as this message is 100% for you, as I'm channeling your Twinflame. Okay, with this said, I want to remind you guys that my readings have no date. They are divinely guided. Everything has free will. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody. And please keep in mind that the roles could be reversed between you and your person, if that applies. And again, these are all general, so please understand that. And if it doesn't resonate, just let it go. Feel free to let it go, as this is a general reading, okay? With that said, I'm going to pop some zodiac signs for those who may be interested in them. So, we got a Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo, Leo, Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini again, Scorpio energy, Aries energy. Oy, let me get the card. It fell. We got the two of Pentacles as Earth. We got Aries energy, Libra, and Pisces, and Cancer. So most likely it's very, like, those are the sort of signs that popped the most. So before I continue with the reading, I want to clarify that the runner, let me clarify. The runner is the red cards, the chaser is the yellow cards. So runner, them, chaser, you. Okay, so we're gonna clarify what's going on and the triggers for them, both of you, so let's see. So this is not, should have taken that shush out. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me I gotta get them out so I can read them for you and I can explain. Okay, oh my god, something is pulling my hair. I'm loving the short wig, but I'm hating it at the same time because I'm like fixing it over and over, and I don't have to do that with long wigs. So I'm like, do I really like them? I don't know. So the yellow cards representing you, it says, was this a codependent relationship? Let me look into how my past behaviors demonstrated this. Now we're going with them, with the red cards. I am tired of the arguments. Everything was triggering me. I've been hurt too many times in the past, and I am scared you'll do the same. I avoid anyone and anything that leads me to feel emotions. I avoid anyone and anything that leads to me to feel emotions. If I can figure this out, this will be taken to the next lifetime. There were too many expectations. I have inner child wounds that needs healing. And at the bottom, but what about all the promises that we... Okay, I can't read. But what about all the promises that were made to me? So this is the big thing here. Oh, never mind. I feel like I can feel it in your energies here. You have a lot of expectations, and that led you to disappointment. And if you know me, if you know my channel, if you know what I preach here, what I read, expectations will lead you to disappointment, because people are not obligated to fulfill those expectations. You know what I'm trying to say? The same way goes to you. Okay, you are 10 steps ahead of this twin flame relationship connection, as you are in this phase of trying to understand, under acceptance, under all good, like you're like in this acceptance mode, but you are being very strong about it. Your person is running, it's scared, it's weak, it's not ready. They don't want to feel. They don't want to feel their emotions, as they were telling you, they have inner child wounds. Again, being completely fulfilled in the twin flame relationship, you both have to be vulnerable. You both have to be understanding of your emotions and allow them to surface, so you can actually feel them, deal with them, and move on from them. Your person doesn't do that. You being so open, so free spirits, so secure, that triggered them a lot. they feel a lot of pressure from your energies, as they know who you are, they know what you want, and they feel pressure because they're not on the same level. It's when we put, let's say we put my child, 3-year-old, to school, and instead of going to kindergarten, they send him to 1st grade. What's going to happen? He is not ready. He's skipping steps, right? He needs to go to kindergarten so he learns basic stuff, right? So if we put you in classes, you are in 1st grade and he is or she is in kindergarten. So he cannot or she cannot skip that, because she's going to be completely unprepared. She's not going to be on your level, and she's not going to give you exactly what you want, and you guys are not going to get along. And that's exactly what's happening. Now, I'm not going to push you against the wall. It might feel like that, but I'm honest. So it feels like you are expecting too much out of somebody that was clearly far behind. You were aware that they were far behind, yet you want to believe that they could skip to be with you if you wanted it so much. Again, I'm not blaming you in any way, shape, or form, but the problem on your expectations was that you thought she or he could skip the process that you yourself were not able to skip. So that is when we call the right person at the wrong time. People hate that, because people hate to wait. People hate to hear it's not now. People hate to hear maybe not. People hate to hear all of that. And whenever you bring up terms that are confirmed, and it is what it is, of the right person at the wrong time, people be like, oh, I don't like it. Well, honey, too bad, because liking or not, here we go, right? Now you are in the sense of like, well, you know what, if I can figure out what this is, if I can figure out what the hell is going on, it could be in the next life. You see, you hear yourself, you hear your energies. You already went through hell and back. You already went through all the phases. You are already lit. You're already here, awakened. You're gonna learn things, but they're not gonna affect you as they used to affect you in the past, because babe, you already mastered it. Your person is still there. Like, oh my God, what is this feeling? What is this? What is that? Again, he or she is like, what are the expectations? Now we're going back, but what about all the promises that were made to me? Okay, that's when it's gonna get hard to hear. Promises without actions are fairy tales. It's like, hear me out. Somebody who does not have a car promises you that they're gonna pick you up, that they're gonna be driving, picking you up, but they don't own a car and they don't have the money to buy a car, and they're telling you, oh, don't worry, babe, I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow night, don't worry about it. And you decide to believe that, but you know that they don't have a car, let alone the money to, let's say, rent a car or buy a car overnight, right? So you decide to ignore your intuition, the red flags of like, but how? You decide to not ask the questions because you wanted to believe it's true, right? You wanted to believe the promise. You wanted to believe it. What happened? He or she couldn't pick you up. And they call you to be like, I'm sorry, babe, I can't pick you up because I don't have a car and I just couldn't find somebody to pick you up or borrow me a car. There you go, you're disappointed. But are you really surprised? I doubt it. I feel like it's more disappointing than being surprising, because if you knew the person didn't have a car and had no money to buy the car, how were they going to pick you up? Now, one point is with this is that they, since day one, showed you that they were quite complicated, that things were not quite even, quite fair. And you decided to believe that they could love you the way you wanted to be loved, that they were ready, even though that they showed you in every way, shape, or form that they were not ready. Now, that's when the promises fall way with expectations, as when we ignore intuition, when we ignore red flags, when we ignore our own common sense. So that's what happened with the promises. They were clearly with good intentions, they thought, but what happened when they didn't fulfill those promises? You went disappointed, right? But I doubt that you were surprised. because you just wanted to believe it. And that's a beautiful thing, to believe it. But also, we have to be responsible as well to use our common sense. And that's what's in the past. And I feel like you learn from that, and you're no longer that person. That's why we say promises without actions, without proof, without actually technicality is hard. It's hard to make it come true. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I'm going to say it's hard. Now going with them. I'm sorry I messed things up. Then, what is the universe trying to teach me right now with the twin flame relationship? This twin flame journey is teaching me to love myself. I'm actually doing it. Okay. Your person saying, I'm sorry I messed things up. Going back to, but what about all the promises that were made to me? Now, you go ahead. Your energy says, what is the universe trying to teach me right now with this twin flame relationship? And the universe just gave you the answer. The twin flame journey is teaching me to love myself. I'm actually doing it. There you go. There you go. When we go about loving ourselves is we're going back to expectation. We stop expecting things. We want proof. We want actions. We do not accept promises, or we are not surprised by promises without intention, without actual proof. We don't chase anymore. We don't beg anymore. We don't let heartbreak stops you. You start seeing things in a different perspective. You start understanding the higher good of things, or the better good of things, whatever you want to call this. You start caring of yourself. You start caring about a lot of things that you didn't. So that's self-love. You decide to put boundaries. You decide to say no. You decide to be happy for you. You decide to stop following the crowd standards. That is loving yourself. Now, your person is saying, sometimes it's easier to just love you on the 5D. Again, they're very afraid. They know how they feel for you. You can feel their energies. It could be very potential, very, very, very good potential, very strong, right? And you go like, damn, but if they love me so much in the energy self, why can't they love me in the universe? I'm sorry. If they love me so much in the energy thing self, right? Why can't they love me in the world, like in the human world, right? Reality that we live in. They need balls. I'm going to say it like that. They need to face their fears. And I feel they will do it. It's just like, it's just going to take a long time. Because like I said before, they're very afraid of their own emotions. They're very afraid of being vulnerable. They're afraid. There's a lot of inner child stuff. There's a lot of shadow work, a lot of like mess up things that happen to them that they need to acknowledge, that they need to work on. This is related to their family. Mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, their family. They need a lot of forgiveness. They need to forgive somebody related to their family. The thing is, when we forgive our parents or family, we actually release karmic shit, patterns. You understand that? They need to find that on their own. Oh, that's. And he says, in the end, loving yourself first always wins. By the way, it's not part of the deck, but I had that little message. So then, this relationship scares me, and sometimes you do too. Again, you could be scary. Because have you seen confident people? They are labeled differently. Confident people in any way, shape, or form is labeled differently, misunderstood. And I feel like they misunderstood your straightforward, your openness, not afraid of being vulnerable, not afraid of like risk, not afraid of trying something new, not afraid of loving. You know? They found that very scary. Too confident. And they like realize that they're not as confident. And they're like, what if they see that? What if they don't like me? What if they judge me? What if they expect so much and I will never be able to match those expectations? Again, you had expectations, but they add to those expectations. Communication is not a key that they work well. They lack. They need to work their communication skills as communicating properly. Time is fluid. I am at ease with what is. as everything always works out for me. Again, you're at peace. You see what I'm saying? You already overcome that twin flames BS. You know, if you guys have not ever gone through the twin flame connection, you will not understand. Why I say this, because a lot of people like to talk on the comments, like Wikipedia. Babe, if you have not gone through the twin flame connection, I see why you think like that. I see why you comment nonsense, because you have never went through a twin flame connection. After you go through a twin flame connection, you will never be the same. You will never be the same. Trust me. If you talk about twin flame stuff to people that have never been through that, they think you crazy until they go through it and be like, holy moly. But anyways, you are awakened like that. You already understand. You are at peace. You're not even rushing it. You have some questions, and I feel like you want the answer. You're no longer rushing the time and when to get the answer, you know? Then let's see what it says. I want to work this out, I just don't know how. I'm starting to understand this twin flame journey with you. I want to block my twin flame's phone number, but what if they call? I want to read this again. I want to block my twin flame's phone number, but what if they call? I will start focusing on myself. Listen, you're at peace, but you're not ready to let go yet. You just feel it's easier to do so because it has hurt so much that you feel it's easier. But look what it says right here. You want to block them, but what if they call? You still want to be accessible for the phone call. You're afraid of, like, what if, you know? And that's what I'm telling you. Do not rush to end things just because you think is the right thing to do. If it doesn't feel is the right thing to do, you're gonna regret it. But what is it that you don't want but want at the same time? Because it's giving me, I don't want it, but I do. Being hurt again, I get it, but everything in life is like that. You either block them or not. But if you think about, should I block them, or what if they call, then you're gonna live in the what if, and you won't be living in consequences that you were not ready for at the time that you did that. Now your person is starting to understand little by little. They're still doing baby steps, so you got to be patient. You got to be patient with them. Again, patient doesn't mean stop living. Nah. Patience means don't do things that you're gonna regret. Don't say things you're gonna regret. Do not do things that you're gonna regret, you know? It's just going with the flow. Because whatever is meant for you will find you. You understand what I'm saying? It's to be at peace with yourself. But you don't need to block anybody to be at peace with yourself. Especially if you feel a little worried that, what if they call? The moment that you don't give a dang if they call you or not, that's the moment that you're ready to block everything. But if you block, or you consider to block, and you're like, well, what if you're not ready for that? And don't do things that you're going to regret because it was too soon. Again, a lot of people will tell you in the comments to do the opposite. Guess what? They don't care about you. The people who are giving you those comments and those advice, especially in YouTube, with no filter, with no photos, they don't really care about your mental health. They really don't care about how it's going to hurt, how you're going to heal. Because these people, they're just bored. Now, with that said, just do things at your own pace. Do things when your heart says it's okay, not when a tarot reader says so. Keep in mind, babies, that we are here just to guide you in a way to perform. We're not here to tell you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. I want to make sure that you're doing things on your own pace, so your heart and mind can be at ease. It can be at peace. It is possible to do so, but I just want you to do it at your own pace when you want to, because I want you to be happy after all. You know what I'm trying to say? Because keep in mind that, like I always say, everything in life has consequences. Everything in life, good and bad. The consequences that are worth going through are the ones that we ourselves are ready to face, and we are at peace with those consequences. That's why I preach the way I preach. You know, that's why I explain things the way I explain, because I've been in soulmate connections in the past. Keep in mind that we met a lot of people, and trust me, When you do things at your own pace, when your heart and mind are aligned and you feel free, you don't feel like you made a mistake, you feel free. And trust me, feeling free is a feeling that can only be experienced, not explained. With this said, I'm gonna continue. I'm tired of being hurt from this relationship. I didn't mean to hurt you. You see this? This is like the universe is speaking. This is you. I am tired of being hurt from this relationship. And he or she says, I did not mean to hurt you. Again. You're such a twin flame connection. Such a twin flame connection. Let me get one more card. I will start focusing on myself. I'm trying to connect with this. Again, the situation is not for me to applaud, right? But the fact is that you met somebody who was extremely unavailable, extremely hurt, extremely lost, and they did things that today they regret because they didn't mean to hurt you. They're telling you that they didn't mean to hurt you. That doesn't take away that they did or did not, right? But it's just like you met the right person at the wrong time. You met the right person at the wrong time. I feel so sad because I feel bad for the both of you. You both are equally hurt, but on different lanes. You were the one receiving and he was or she was the one doing it, right? But neither of you wanted that to happen. It's just that, once again, things were done too quick. It was not the right time. And when is the right time? Only time will tell, babe. But just so you know, if it makes it better, some of you might say, no, it doesn't make it better, so be it then. But if it makes it better, they didn't want to hurt you, and this is their energies apologizing to you because they didn't mean to hurt you. I don't want you to see the real me. You might not accept that the true person. Is this twin flame just something in my head? I feel trapped in these emotions, but I'm doing this to myself. I can only give a person so much of my energy before I start losing myself too. Do I trust this new person coming in? Can I really love someone else? Why do I have to do all the inner work for my twin flame to come back? I'll do it for me anyways. I feel like I don't have enough to give you, and then it's easier for me to be alone right now. Like I said before, I'm gonna answer those questions because, like I said, the yellow cards are you. Why do you need to do all the hard work? Because your mood, your self-worth, your love, things that you do or don't do should not depend on somebody else's attention, somebody else's feelings for you. If you see the runner, they're thinking about themselves a lot. Yeah, they're apologizing. They're apologizing, and they don't mean it, right? They didn't mean it, and I feel bad. But the fact is that they're doing everything they can to make themselves better, to make themselves feel good, to make themselves not be the person they used to be. So they themselves are numero uno, number one. And at the time you were willing to be number two. You understand that? Putting yourself second, putting their needs and whatever they wanted first. What do you need to do this inner work? You know why? So you understand that you're the queen, you're the king, and you don't step down. You don't step down for nobody. You understand that? You don't need to put or give away your spot, which is number one. You both have to be number one. You both have to be number one. You are willing to be number two just to keep them in your life. And I'm not talking about being the side piece or nothing. I'm talking about putting them first before you, before your needs, before your emotions, before everything, just because you wanted them to stay. And that's a mistake. You cannot give everything you got when somebody's giving you the bare minimum. As much as I understand them, as much as I feel bad, that's just not how it works. A team, a love, a partnership, you name it, is both of you giving 100%. They give 100%, you get 100%. Guess what? Nobody's missing nothing. Everybody's getting exactly what they're giving. So if you're giving 100%, you're giving 50, that's bare minimum, babe. Where's the other 50%? So you love the person that you loved at the wrong time. You had a lot of things, yeah, but guess what? All of this showed you that you matter. You are first, and anything and anybody that makes you feel less than number one, bye-bye. You don't accept them no more. You needed to find your self-worth and stick with it. When you put yourself first and you know your worth and you don't let nobody make you doubt, you're gonna lose people. And before you were afraid of that, but now you're not anymore, because people who care for you will be happy that you found yourself and that you love yourself in the way, shape, or form. When people want you to put yourself second and put their needs first, those people, they don't really care for you. They care for them. So at this point, you became now what your person used to. Now you're caring about yourself, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, what is important to you. Now, whenever they come back, they have to listen to your request, and they will have to decide if they want to go for it or not. Because like I said before, your person has always put themselves first. You did not. Now you learn your lesson, and now from now on, I know that you're gonna put yourself first. That's the work that you needed to work on, that you needed to put. Nothing else. That's why. Because you yourself are always numero uno, number one, babe. You're always number one. I always say to people, putting yourself first is never a mistake. The minute you put yourself in second place to put somebody else's needs before yours, trust me, you can go from 2 to 20 real quick. Because people, the humans, they like to test how much more you can do for them. So you are no longer pleasing people. You're respectful, you're caring, but hey, number one, babe, that's what you learn. Number one. So that's what's going on with your twin flame. Again, it's still a process. It's all about you. Right now, it's all about you. So let's see what is the triggers of this situation. What triggers are. When I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. You see that? Because your self-worth. Your self-worth. So you wanted, in a way, having their attention made you feel worthy in a way. Attention. That's why you craved it so much. That's why you chased so much. And another person like them, with very little self-esteem, inner child issues, liked and enjoyed the attention. They loved the way you loved them because they didn't have that. And that's when things are not going to work. You know that? Codependency are not good. When I can't keep up in a conversation, I begin to act arrogantly and rude. Again, your person is not the very best communicator, and they become quiet and they can come across as rude, and it's because insecurities. When I'm not happy with myself, I become inconsiderate to others. I'm gonna read it again. When I'm not happy with myself, I become inconsiderate to others. Again, what happened to your person? What the card said? They're afraid. They're not happy. They're afraid of showing you who they really are. So what happened? When somebody does not love themselves enough, they can't love somebody else. So they were so inconsiderate with you because they didn't feel good about themselves. A lot of issues there. So they didn't care about yours because they didn't care about their own. How can an empty cup can give to others? You know that? That's what happened. When my feelings of shame surface, I will avoid everyone close to me. Do you need, this is your person talking here. The cards are, we had a different deck and he's saying the same thing. I'm gonna read it again. When my feelings of shame surface, I will avoid everyone close to me. We don't know exactly what they feel shameful of. A lot of things happen. Whenever that time is right, they might open up. But hey, it's confirming why they were doing it. You know? When I feel powerless, I will act in manipulative ways. That's your person too. When they feel powerless, they act in manipulative, I think it says, ways. Trying to turn everything to you, like, but you don't call me, but like stuff like that. Because they feel powerless. I don't know. Your person had a lot of issues, babe. I need to be in a relationship as I don't know how to be alone. Do you see that? They needed solitude time. That's why the universe allowed this. You needed to work on your stuff. They needed to work on theirs. You don't have an issue being alone. They did. That's why they jumped, not committing to nobody. That's why when you showed up and if they had a relationship, they didn't care about talking to you because they were with them because they can't be alone. They're codependent. I told you, codependencies from both of you differently. They have fear of abandonment. You needed validation because of self-worth issues that you had. Now you don't have them, but you did. I had them too. Trust me, I was in this situation with a narcissist. But hey, we all live and learn, babe. We are better than ever. We are the best version of ourselves. So don't feel bad. I'm just trying to make you understand that you are not crazy. It's not on your mind. And you are amazing. And this made you better. When I'm disconnected physically or emotionally from my partner, I begin to feel scared and lack of confidence. When I feel that I am right, I become defensive and refuse to listen to the other person's views. Again, this could be you. You knew you were right. And I'm not taking away from you, but half of you guys, when you guys are right, you cannot understand the bigger picture. So one of the things of not only being the bigger person and to have understanding is to listen to others, regardless of how you feel on the point of view. Because they are allowed to express their emotions as well. So you listen to it, and then you add to the conversation and try to find a peaceful resolution into why they feel like that. And you can explain yourself into what you meant. But like I say, my way or the highway does not work in relationships. And that's one. When I don't feel good enough, I will make an excuse for everything. And even though I am wrong, I struggle to apologize. Again, I will start an argument with my partner to get attention. Toxic. Anyways, so your person, like I said before, they need to work a lot. They have stubbornness still. Like I said, they're in kindergarten. So they need to work a lot. They need to let go of that ego. They need to learn how to accept their mistakes and being the big person as well and apologize. And you need to be the big person and just listen and accept it as if you want a peaceful resolution in any way, shape, or form. That is the only way that's going to be happening, communication. So I feel envy because I don't feel good enough about myself. You see that? That becomes jealousy, insecurities, you know, having multiple partners because they needed validation. They needed to feel secure. They needed to feel confident. That's why they like you chasing. That's why they like you trying, because you boosted their ego. You boosted their confidence. And you did it because, again, you're so kind and so loving that you don't mind putting yourself in second place, but that should be over. And I know it's over because, babe, now we deserve 100% if we're giving 100%. You know that? So this is the triggers of the twin flame situation that you were involved or that you are involved. As your person is still learning You are better than ever. You achieved what you needed to achieve. You may understand what you need to understand. You awaken, and you, babe, will never be gaslighted ever again. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't be mad at yourself, as guess what? You are now the best version of yourself. I know that, babe. So let me move this to the side here. Move this to the side here so I can give you some initials, and then we can, and I'm gonna read it again. Oh my God. In the end, loving yourself first always wins. Never forget that. And whatever is meant for you, it'll find you. So let's see what is the possible initials of this person that we're talking about to end the reading. Again, this could be the first, last, middle, or even a nickname. And no, not all the initials are gonna be the ones for your person. One or the other. We got Z as in zebra, X as Xavier, C as in cat, B as in boy, F as in Frank, E as in Edwin, S as in Sam, H as in hamburger, Q as in queso, R as in Rose, M as in Michelle, and the bottom K as in KFC, and J as in Jason, and V as in Victor. Again, these are just possible initials for some of you. Of course, doesn't mean that all of them are going to be here, as again, it is what it is. Now, before I go, I want to give you crystals and the mermaid's message. Okay, so crystals, I'm going to give you some crystals that you may, find interesting and you may consider to purchase. So at the bottom we got sodalite, and this is gonna be good for communication, harmony, and trust. Selenite, this is good for cleansing yourself and your space. Agata right here, this is good for stability, grounding, and supportive. Malachite right here, this is good for transformation, openness, and love. And last one, opal right here. Opal right here is good for happiness, faithfulness, and loyalty. This is the deck I'm gonna use for the mermaid. I know sometimes people ask me, and some of them I bought them so long ago that I don't remember, and I don't always keep the box unless they're little like this, and others my fiance gave it to me and he don't even remember, so that's why I don't always say what I got or where I got it, because I forgot. But every time I do know, I will definitely let you guys know which one, if you guys are interested to know which deck I use. So let's see what is the mermaid message. So we got protection, and it says keep some aquamarine close, mermaids steered. Okay, no, I'm gonna read it again, I suck. Keep some aquamarine close, mermaids tears have been known to create these precious gems. Did not know that. Woo! You see, we live, we learn. Journey, half the treasure is the journey on the path to find it. Safety, don't be too proud to go back to shore. Flow, let your worries drift away. The ocean, be beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. And then we got recharge as last one. There's nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul. So this, babes, is the end of this reading. I hope you guys liked it. I loved it. To be honest. Spirit will be teaching me too. I'm like, oh my god, like, woo. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to win a free reading, make sure to subscribe to my channel, as every time my channel gains 1,000 subscribers, I host a free reading giveaway. Right now I'm running the giveaway for the 11K. I'm yet to record the video. I should do it tomorrow. With that said, guys, most likely I show you my social medias. You follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back. I also have a TikTok. I also have a small group on Facebook if you want to be part of it. And yes, I'm open for personal readings, but anything outside the availability posted on the website, it's a no for me. So make sure to find a service if you want to, and a time under the schedule that I posted. I do not accept any messages, requests at all. I don't take money before anything, so don't send me money thinking that's make an appointment. That's not gonna work. I also have a new project coming up. It is the podcast. This podcast is gonna be very, very cool. Very excited. The link is gonna be, the appointment and the podcast link are gonna be on the description box below. Also, by the way, in the appointment link, you can find it on my Instagram, on the bio, under book now, and the button. Now, going back to the podcast, it's going to be, like I said before, on the description box below. If you want to support me over there, it's going to be very fun. Horoscopes, tarot, interviews, Q&As, and more. So I would highly appreciate it if you can help me out over there. I'm yet to post an episode, but I'll do it next month once I move, which is going to be August or something. With that said, guys, again, thank you guys so much for the love and support. I hope you guys liked it as much as I did, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.